Have you ever felt like you just don't fit in? Like you're walking a different path while everyone else follows the crowd? Maybe you've tried to blend in before, but something inside you kept pulling you back to your own way. This video is for you. Today we're going deep into the mind of the Sigma male, the lone wolf who walks alone, not because he has to, but because he chooses to. He doesn't chase attention. He doesn't ask for approval. He doesn't try to be liked. And while most people spend their lives trying to fit in, Sigma males are different. They live on their own terms, no matter what the world thinks. So grab your headphones, settle in, and stay with me to the end. Because this isn't just about Sigma males, it's about you, and why your path might be leading somewhere far greater than the crowd could ever take you. Before we get into why Sigma males walk alone, let's start with the basics. A Sigma male is not your typical guy. He doesn't follow the alpha-beta social ladder. He doesn't care about being the loudest in the room. He doesn't fight to be at the top or settle for being at the bottom. He simply steps outside the hierarchy. Think of the Sigma as the lone wolf. He leads himself. He's independent, self-reliant, and doesn't play by society's rules. While alphas lead the group and betas follow, Sigmas do their own thing, quietly, powerfully, with no need for applause. You won't always see them coming. They don't shout, they don't show off, but they get things done in their own way. Why do Sigma males walk alone? It's not because they hate people. It's not because they're antisocial. And it's definitely not because they're weak. It's because they value their peace, their time, their energy. Sigma males know something most people don't. That constant noise from others clouds your mind. That when you're always surrounded by opinions, trends, and fake expectations, you lose touch with your own voice. That's why they choose silence, solitude, focus. They walk alone because they've learned that true strength comes from within, not from how many followers they have, not from how loud they are, but from how well they know themselves. Walking alone gives them the space to grow, to reflect, to build, and that's something the crowd will never understand. Sigma males know the power of silence. In a world that never stops talking, they are comfortable saying nothing. Why? Because silence isn't weakness, it's control. While others speak to impress, Sigmas observe, they watch, they listen. And when they do speak, people listen, because every word has weight. This is a man who doesn't need to prove anything. His silence is his statement. He walks into a room and doesn't need to announce himself. His presence speaks louder than words. Sigma males don't follow the crowd, not because they can't, but because they don't want to. Here's the truth. The crowd is often wrong. It follows trends, not truth. It chooses comfort over growth. It praises the loud, not the wise. And for a Sigma, that's a dangerous game. Sigmas know that most people are just playing roles, wearing masks, pretending to be something they're not just to fit in. But Sigmas? They don't play pretend. They don't compromise their values just to be accepted. They'd rather walk alone with truth than be surrounded by lies. They question everything. They challenge the norm. And when everyone's walking one way, they're the ones asking, why? That's what makes them powerful. People often confuse solitude with loneliness, but for a Sigma male, being alone is not a prison, it's freedom. When he walks alone, he's not sad, he's not lost, he's focused. No distractions, no fake friends, no need to impress. He spends time alone to think, to grow, to master his craft, and while the world scrolls, posts, and talks, he's building something real. He understands that your circle can either lift you up or drain your soul, so he chooses carefully or not at all. And sometimes the best company is just yourself. True confidence isn't loud, it doesn't need validation, and it never begs to be noticed. Sigma males carry quiet confidence, the kind that doesn't need to shout, the kind that doesn't care who's watching. They walk into situations calm, grounded, and ready. They don't seek permission to be themselves. They don't need anyone's approval to chase their goals. They know who they are, and that's more powerful than any title, status, or role. This confidence is why they don't follow trends. They create their own path, and that's exactly what makes them stand out. Society wants you to follow a script, go to school, get a job, fit in. Don't ask too many questions. Be normal. But Sigma males, they throw that script out the window. They see that the system is built to keep people busy, distracted, and dependent, and they want no part of it. Instead of following the path laid out for them, they create their own. They build businesses, they travel solo, they learn skills in silence and master their time. They don't play the game, they change it. And when people say, "You have to do it this way," the Sigma replies, "Says who?" Walking alone isn't easy. It comes with challenges, doubt, pressure, and sometimes judgment. But Sigma males are built different. They don't run from pressure, they grow from it. Every setback is a lesson. Every challenge is a chance to level up. They know that pain sharpens the mind, that silence builds resilience, that walking alone means walking stronger. While others break under pressure, Sigmas rise, quietly, steadily, without making a scene. Sigmas spend a lot of time in their heads, but they're not just daydreaming. They're thinking deeply about life, about purpose, about what truly matters. They don't just accept things at face value, they look beneath the surface. They ask questions that others avoid, and because they spend time reflecting, they grow faster. They understand people better. They see patterns others miss. Their solitude becomes their superpower. When it comes to relationships, Sigma males don't settle. They don't date just to say they're dating. They don't keep friends just to feel less alone. Every relationship they have is intentional. They value loyalty, honesty, and depth, not drama, not small talk, not fake smiles. They'd rather be single than be with the wrong person. They'd rather be alone than be in the wrong crowd. Because to a Sigma, peace is more important than popularity. Sigma males don't demand respect. They earn it. They don't throw their weight around. They don't flash their success. They simply live in a way that commands attention without asking for it. People respect them because of how they move, how they handle pressure, how they treat others with quiet strength and clear boundaries. You'll never hear a Sigma say, "Respect me." But somehow you just do. In a world that worships fame and followers, Sigma males are chasing something else: freedom. The freedom to live on their own terms, to do what they love, to go where they want, when they want, with who they want. They don't care about being seen by the world. They care about building a life that's true to them. They're not chasing clout, they're chasing clarity. That's why they walk alone. Because freedom doesn't come from fitting in, it comes from breaking out. You might know someone like this, or maybe you are someone like this. They don't talk much, but when they do, it hits deep. They don't try to lead, but people still follow. They're not in every photo, but somehow everyone remembers them. They don't chase trends, they don't fake smiles, they just move with purpose. If you've ever felt like you see the world differently, like the noise doesn't make sense, like you were born to walk a different path, you might be a Sigma male. And trust me, that's something to embrace, not escape. As the world changes, one thing is becoming clear. The old systems are falling apart, the rules are being rewritten, and those who blindly follow the crowd are getting left behind. But Sigma males, they're ready. They've always been ready. Because they've never needed the crowd to win. They've never needed approval to succeed. They've built themselves from the inside out. And in a world full of noise, they are the signal. Let's be honest, walking alone isn't always peaceful. There are nights when it gets quiet, too quiet. Times when doubts creep in, when the road feels endless, when you wonder if you made the right choice by stepping away from the crowd. This is the part most people don't talk about, the dark side of being a Sigma. You lose people, friends fade away, family may not understand you, you don't get invited, you get judged, misunderstood. But here's the truth. Not everyone is meant to walk with you, and not everyone can. Your path is yours for a reason, and while the lonely moments are real, so is the power that comes from them. because every time a Sigma survives the silence, he comes back stronger. Sigma males are often misunderstood. People think they're arrogant when really they're just focused. They think they're cold when really they just protect their energy. The world sees someone who's not playing the game and it panics because people are used to chasing approval, showing off, and following trends. When someone doesn't play by those rules, it confuses them, threatens them. But Sigmas don't care. They're not here to be understood. They're here to live truthfully. And in the long run, the world always respects what it couldn't understand at first. A Sigma male doesn't look for drama, but he's not afraid of it either. He doesn't yell. He doesn't argue to win. He simply states facts, sets boundaries, and moves on. If someone disrespects him, he cuts them off, quietly, without warning, without needing to prove a point. He doesn't waste time fighting battles that don't matter. He saves his energy for his goals, his growth, and the few people who truly matter. That's why people know not to mess with him. Because even though he's quiet, there's fire behind his silence. Freedom without discipline is chaos, and Sigma males understand this deeply. They might not follow society's rules, but they live by their own. They wake up early, they train their bodies, they master their skills, they protect their time, they have structure, not because someone told them to, but because they know what it takes to build something great. While the crowd is sleeping in, scrolling endlessly, or chasing the next high, Sigmas are grinding in silence. That's why their success feels sudden to others, but it's been years in the making. A Sigma male knows how to control his emotions. He doesn't explode in anger. He doesn't cry out for help every time something goes wrong. He handles problems internally, calmly, and with strategy. This doesn't mean he's heartless. It means he's balanced. He knows that emotions are powerful tools, but also dangerous weapons if used carelessly, so he keeps his emotions in check and uses them to fuel his mission. Every Sigma has a mission, something that drives him, that pulls him forward, even when things get hard. It could be a goal, a dream, a purpose, or a vision for his future. Whatever it is, it's deeply personal, and it gives meaning to the solitude. He doesn't need external motivation. His mission wakes him up in the morning and keeps him going at night. And while others are trying to find themselves, the Sigma is building himself, brick by brick. Distraction is the enemy of progress, and Sigma males are warriors of focus. They don't let social media control their time. They don't get caught up in gossip or drama. They don't chase every shiny new thing. They set a target, and they move toward it with intensity. That's why they seem quiet to others, because they're too busy moving in silence. And when their results finally show, everyone wonders how they did it. But the Sigma already knows focus wins. Even though Sigma males walk alone, they inspire others, often without even trying. People see their strength, their calmness, their discipline, and it makes others question their own lives. Why am I chasing the crowd? Why do I care so much what others think? That's the Sigma effect. Just by being himself, the Sigma gives others permission to break free, to be different, to take the harder path. He leads, without even leading. Sigma males are rare, not because they're better than others, but because most people aren't willing to walk alone. It's easier to blend in, to follow, to be liked. But Sigmas choose the opposite, and that takes courage. It takes strength to go against the grain, to think for yourself, to build in silence while others party, to choose peace over popularity. So if you're a Sigma, own it, and if you're not, learn from them, because their path, while quiet, leads to greatness. Here are a few quick lessons every Sigma lives by. Not everyone deserves your energy. Choose your circle wisely. Silence is power. Don't speak unless it adds value. Focus is freedom. The more you cut out, the more you build up. You don't need to be seen. You need to be true. The crowd will praise you one day and forget you the next. So stop chasing their love. These are lessons you won't learn in school, but they'll change your life if you let them. In the beginning, walking alone feels scary. You question yourself. You second-guess your choices. You wonder if maybe the crowd was right. But then, something shifts. You start to see clearly. You move with freedom. You feel your strength grow. And one day you look back and realize you're ahead. Not because you were better, but because you were braver. You took the road less traveled, and it made all the difference. Maybe you're not sure if you're a Sigma. Maybe you're still figuring it out. That's okay. This isn't about fitting into a label. It's about becoming more of yourself. If you've ever felt different, ever chosen truth over comfort, ever walked away from the crowd to protect your peace, then you're already on the right path. Keep going. To the Sigma male watching this right now, you are not broken. You are not too quiet, too intense, or too different. You are focused. You are rare. And you are exactly who this world needs more of. So walk your path, keep your peace, and never apologize for being the lone wolf. Because at the end of the day, the world follows noise, but real power moves in silence. If this video spoke to you, if it felt like I was talking directly to your soul, then you already know what to do. Like the video, drop a comment below, share your thoughts. Are you a Sigma male, or are you becoming one? And don't forget to subscribe for more deep content like this. This isn't just a channel, it's a movement, a place for those who choose the harder path, the real path, the silent path. Until next time, walk alone, but never in weakness. Walk in purpose. And remember, the crowd may laugh now, but one day they'll follow your silence. Stay strong.